Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I go further, I would like to address the speakers. Doreen, who is my co-author, is my curator, and the Siti Hawa is from the Department of Wildlife, Malaysia. How do we do this? It's not moving. Can somebody help me? Yeah?
Of the ones.
Okay, the content of my presentation is firstly to describe the milky stork population in the wild, then the milky stork at Negara. We started off with just for show and education purposes, not for the release at all, not thinking about release. This was done in 1986, yeah, to get some stock from Singapore just for show, for the for the exhibit plus education purposes, not for release. And then how we move from there on. And then we ultimately we produce about 10 birds a year, and then we start thinking about distribution to other zoos plus release of milky stork. Then I mentioned a little bit on the experience that we have in 2 locations where we release these birds and the current support of the program. So if you look at worldwide, we have about 5,500 birds. This was reported by the Wetland National 2002. They were listed as vulnerable. But in 2006, the BirdLife International did some studies in Malaysia, which involved the Malaysian Nature Society, which involved Department of Wildlife, and they proposed or recommended to be listed as endangered species. In 1980s, numbers was between 100 to 200, 150 birds observed in Malaysia. But in 2006, less than 10, to be exact 6, milky stork in the wild. So at Negara we have bred about 250 actually, and we have distributed to other zoos and bird park, plus also released in the wild. This was started in 1986, moved to the idea in 1987, the aquarium was completed. You can look at the exhibit size that we have, 30 meters by 30 by 40. Of course, at that point in time, about 110,000 ringgit. All done up with artificial material. We have some problem initially, eggs collapses, eggs falling down from the nest that we built. This is the safe aviary in 2011. So it looks like a mangrove swamp. We provide live fish in the pond so that they can find their own food. Plus we also supplement it. This is the artificial tree after the old wooden pole was done up. It collapses, storm came in, and the whole exhibit collapsed. So all these are now a concrete tree, supported with for nesting purposes. This is the closer look at the artificial tree. They are nesting in there. You can see. Some you can plant a suitable plant for them to perch. Yeah. So this is not a plan. If you want to go into this sort of exhibit with kind of a big bird. Yeah. You have to have a nice proper tree for them to land over time. These are incubators that we started off doing artificial incubator. This is the first one, hatched in 1989, the first hen race by us. Captive breeding work that we have done in the zoo. This is just to show those who have not seen the milky stork egg. This is how it looks like. The juvenile on the left is basically grayish color as opposed to the white color of the example. These are the areas that we have given, the holders, starting from, we started off with 10 birds, and then it goes down to other zoos, because remember we have this, the bird flu come around the corner, so we don't put all in one basket. We have to distribute some Milky Storks to other zoos, Taipei, Malacca, even the bird parks. And in 1990s, then we start thinking of releasing it to the wild once the numbers are about 10 birds a year in terms of production. So to summarize, the breeding load that we give other zoos and theme parks, about 49 of them, 23 males, 22 females, and 4 unknown. For the release program, we have released 41 until today. So total of 20 males and 21 females released in the wild. The program, the first site that we send our Milky Stork is at Selangor, Kuala Selangor Nature Park. The partners are Malaysian Nature Society and the Department of Wildlife with Negara. Very extensive, what they call exhibit there, just to release the bird. Very expensive exercise actually. It was destroyed by long-tailed macaque and pre-release our birds. The Kuala Selangor Nature Park, the total acreage is about 800 acres, secondary forest with mangrove trees in there as well, muddy estuaries and mud flats. And also have a bridge lake. With this also we have a watchtower to study the animal in there. Again, a platform, a place where they can nest in the aviary. We also provide solar-powered water pump system for them to have water in the exhibit prior to release. And again, live fish are given for them to hunt for their food. These are the released animals in Kuala Selangor. You can see them with their The second place is Matang Mangrove Swamp. This is a very large area, forest reserve, started in 1908, gazetted for that. This is a single largest mangrove forest and mudflat ecosystem in Malaysia. 41,000 hectares of land under this ecosystem. And the partner with this is the Department of Wildlife. And some we put the traces in there for us to trace them where they're going and whether they fly, what area they're flying. All of them are microchip. These are where we read the microchip whether it's working or not. And less elaborate as opposed to the first experience in Kuala Selangor. The size is 9 meters multiplied by 5 meters multiplied by 9 meters. So it's less elaborate. Again, pond is there for them to find their food. Once released, it's just a pond opposite the exhibit. We supply food, additional food if they want. Nesting behavior can be observed within 6 months after release in Matang area. Current support, after all these activities that we have done in the zoo, government came back to us and provide additional money for that. This is a new exhibit. If you have been to Negara, this place is across the reptile house near the lake. The government of Malaysia provided about 200,000 for this new exhibit for multiplication of Milky Stork in the zoo. And 1.5 years after we stopped the new exhibit, you can see 2 hatchling in there and nesting activities within 1.5 years or 3 years. And Tan Chuan Group came in about a few months ago. He took vehicle for us, Eurovan and Frontier. Worth about 200,000 as well for us to move around to look at, because we need to do more field studies and look at where these birds are going. Because we have about 40 birds now in the wild, so we have to follow up. There are other candidates in the zoo. Currently, Milky Storks, pheasants, and Crescent spived pheasants. These are the two other species that we plan to release. But still looking for places to do this. So in conclusion, the Milky Stork release in Negara basically started off with just for display and education purposes, not for really planned for release. Once we started off with about 10, 15 birds a year, plans goes along, and as opposed to the numbers are dropping very drastically from 200 to 6 in the wild. So then we got the idea to release some of those back to the wild. I mentioned Kuala Selangor Nature Park, the first area, Mata, and we plan to have in the next 5 years about 100 Milky Storks released in these few years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohamad. This is the second time I hear the presentation from Negara Zoo, successful for breeding the meerkat. But this time now is for releasing. But I think you should have a presentation for the Lhasa, right?
Wanda is more of a niche market. Although I work on recreation, try to make money, try to be sustainable, but I'm still involved in animal release.
Okay.